is the Jambox with Jamil and Tabs.
But on Saturday.
It's a sunny Saturday, and it's an exciting one because right here on Radio 44, for the first time ever, we've not gotten a car, just that, but we've also got an amazing pet interview.
Thank God my mood will now be neutral because of these little babies that are coming. But of course, you can get to catch all the action on radio44.co.ke. You watch and listen live and get to engage with us as we engage the little puppies.
Radio 44.
So I wanted to share a personal experience with you, Taha. And this was along the lines of growing up with a friend who had a dog called Snowy. And Snowy, the late Snowy, is no more, and I miss him so much. But I learned a lot from him. He was a dog that ate exactly what the family would eat. So if there was like chapati and lentils and rice, Snowy would eat chapati, lentils and rice. If there was okra and rice and dal, the dog would eat the same thing again.
Yes.
And is this a way to go forward with your pets? Because it's a common misconception.
Yeah, I mean, we have a vet in the house today, so I won't go in too much into detail. I think that question she will talk about. But in general, we have to remember that with cats, they're obligate carnivores and they do need a lot of animal protein. Dogs as well do a lot better on meat-based products unless they have a meat intolerance. So you really have to think about those things when you're giving human food. Giving kibble pre-supermarket bought food is not like the best complete thing you can do, but it's a really, really good alternative. If you want to go down the route of cooking for your dog with meat or getting what we call biologically appropriate raw feeding, there's also good options. But it's really important to understand that you can't just feed human food to the dog all the time. We have a lot of dogs and cats with obesity issues right now, cardiac issues, renal issues, hepatic issues, stuff that really we didn't have in Kenya before.
So,
But
yeah,
how long does it take for a pet to get acquainted to the, some of the meals that we're giving them, and is it easily adaptable? Like if you start, it will continue and we'll get used to that, or will it get to a point now you have to change?
Yeah, so dogs are really flexible. They'll sort of eat anything. They've evolved that way for survival. Cats, on the other hand, are really a bit more picky. So if you give a cat a bunch of vegetables, they just won't eat it. But cooked properly, dogs will eat veggies. But again, remember, with both cats and dogs, they have really short intestines. And so they can't really digest the kind of food that our long intestines can digest. So you just have to kind of think about that when you feed your animals.
So looking at that, I mean, the kind of nutrition that your products have, I'm sure the pet store has an array of different things. I've seen toys, I've seen bird food right here, right next to me for your parrots too. So you have everything. I think you can have this with your muesli too, right?
You can try, absolutely. It's
okay, that's
human
perfect.
grade.
But also not forgetting the treats. Every little pet loves that treat when they have a full day of achievements and you're like, hey buddy, who wants a treat today? And then you realize these are nutrients that are going into the pet. Right. What are some of those things that would be good for them as well? So
in general, our recommendation is always to give, again, high protein meat-based treats, because the idea of a treat is that it's very palatable, and they're used for training. They're used like as a treat, but not usually as a meal. They're quite expensive. They're usually dehydrated meat or stuff like that. And then with the kibble, the higher end kibble you use, and kibble is the name of the little foam pet food. The higher end the kibble is, you can also be used as treats. Right. So these are different ways you can use the products.
That's amazing. Well, coming up in just a bit, we are going to be catching up with Mind, Body and Soul Tabby, a feature that you would want to share with us today.
Which is exciting again because now we'll have to speak to the vet.
Yes, an actual doctor.
Yes, an actual doctor giving actual tips
so,
like
Taha,
us.
just to give you an update,
Yes.
Mind, Body and Soul is where we have solicited advice between Tabby and I on the Jambox, whether if it's about trends, about the election, about November, about different seasons that you want to have some advice. But having Krishna Kisharia come on later on in the show, it will be important to see how we can calm your mind, body and soul. Are you ready for that?
Absolutely.
Well, coming up in just a bit, we're going to be catching up with the Petstore Kenya on how do we live a life around pets, even if you don't have one. On our coffin board here right in front of you. In Tabs, we're going to go into our favorite feature, but before that,
let's get to understand, Dr. what are some of the strengths a vet needs to become a reliable source of help to pet owners?
Okay. sorry, you said the strengths of a vet, right?
Yes, to become a reliable one. So, I mean, what is it that you're constantly reminding yourself about
She
your
can
profession?
speak dog, I think. If she can speak to dog, then I think that's one of the points I
I
would
wish
rely.
I could actually, because I think that's something that's really, really difficult. You know, our pets are. Our patients can't really talk to us, you know, so I wish I could do that. But reliable, I think as vets just generally, you know, we're meant to be physically strong because we're sometimes, you know, lifting dogs, you know, doing all of that. So I go to the gym, you know. We're meant to be mentally strong because, you know, we put down dogs, we lose patience. You know, we really get attached to these. Like I get very attached to my patients, you know, and when I lose one, it hurts me. So emotionally, we have to be very. I think it's a whole mental, emotional. You know, physical part of just being a vet. Reliable, I think I always actually tell my clients that don't just rely on one vet, okay? Sometimes if I'm not available, go to someone else, it's fine, you know? You need a few vets. As much as, yeah, it's good to have someone that you're loyal to, it's nice to have another vet, it's okay, you know? I'm human, sometimes I'll be somewhere else, you might not reach me. Go to someone else. Your pet needs a vet. It's all right. Yeah.
Have a second opinion if you don't find available vets.
Absolutely,
Talk around and as
yeah.
well. So maybe conversation is something else that people need to do. Have conversations about pets as well. Have conversation with other pet owners as well. And how did you take care? Because I see moms do that with their babies. Like, oh, which carriage did you get today, Lillian? And then the Lillian goes and says, you go and get it from this store. So now you can tell your pet owners that you can go to Petstore and get whatever they need, right?
And that, yes.
Absolutely. Okay, I think it's time for us to calm our mind, body, and soul so that we get into ease of how we can handle our pets. Right now, welcome to the new feature. Don't freak out, our voice is about to change.
Fresh. Mind, body, and soul.
You know how we do it in this particular feature. We get to understand or get to view tips that you can actually use. And today we're all about pets. So how are you gonna calm your mind, your body, your soul with very important tips from an actual Daktari about your pets?
Thank you very much, Tabby, for that. Daktari, welcome to Mind, Body, and Soul. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Sorry, I cannot speak like that.
No, that's all right. You don't have to, Daktari. Right now, we're just going to ask you a few questions, and you have to be very snappy, just like your turtle.
Okay, let's try.
All right. So, first question is, are you a vet?
I am.
Do you own a vet store?
I own a veterinary clinic, yes.
Yes, that's exactly what I meant. And do you treat dogs and cats?
I mostly do dogs and cats, yes.
How many times do you think a person should bring their dog or cat for checkup?
Okay, so at least once a year, but then it depends on the age. So if your dog is past 5 years, more often.
Time's up. How many teeth does a dog have? An adult one?
Goodness, don't ask me that.
It's 42.
Oh, thank you.
Now you have 42 bite marks on you. If dogs are too hot and they sweat, where do they sweat from, Daktari?
They don't sweat, they pant.
Okay. What's the most popular dog name in 2020? This is very important for us to know.
Over here, Simba.
And around the world?
Simba.
Bella.
Bella, okay.
What is the most commonly taught command for dogs?
Sit.
Wow, that is 1 point to Daktari.
Thank you.
True or false? Dogs can only see black and white.
True.
False.
False, okay.
What is a group of puppies called?
I don't know.
Cat poop.
Cat poop. No, that's lie. That's
Litter.
a lie. I don't believe it. I don't believe you anymore.
Final question.
Which sense of dogs use most?
Smell.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Daktari. You have successfully calmed our mind, body, and soul today. Tabby, do you have any final remarks on this feature?
I appreciate you, Daktari, for coming on board.
Thank you.
And I'm definitely calling my dog Simba.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Well, we are going to be keeping it right here with the Petstore Kenya and our very own Krishna Kisharia, the veterinarian, who's shared a lot of insight on how we can live a society peacefully with our little furry buddies. Taha, Krishna, thank you so much for being here with us on Radio 44 100.8 in Nairobi. How did it feel being on air?
It's fun.
Yeah? Did you guys have a good time? I think next time we should definitely have the furry buddies in here. What do you think?
I think we should.
Yeah? Well, let's just address one last thing with the Petstore Kenya coming in to make sure we love all the little buddies that we have around us and in the society that we lived in. Do we address problems, and Krishna, you can help me answer this as well, that we look at humans as the same way we address the problems with our pets?
Yes and no, I guess, because yes, because well, the anatomy is the same. The pathophysiology is the same. Medication's also the same. The surgery is also quite similar. So yes, but no, because they're different. They bite. Some don't like being pills. Some don't like injections. So you have to think outside the box and really think of how you're going to treat them differently. And then other things also play a part in how we treat them. They're humans, because we have to get through to the human to be able to treat the pet itself. So yes and no, I guess. It's a very long, I guess I can go on and on.
Absolutely. I think it's one of those debates, but if you had to pick a side, I think pick the side for them because they're not as intellectual as human beings are. So they do need that extra support. They need that extra love. Emotions are heightened for such buddies. So make sure you love them. And now we have Taha from Petstore who can also vouch for that. With you having all these array of products and you've given away so much on Radio 44 for people to try out these products, is this the reason why, or is it a commercial point of view altogether?
No, I think it goes back down to our slogan, which is we love them as much as you do. And I think that more and more as the pet ownership is trending in Kenya and around the world, people are loving their pets as much as they're loving their kids and their family. And for me, my pet is family. And so, having good things to feed and for the toys and accessories and just to add on to the previous question for Krishna, they're feeling human, they're feeling beings there, and so you have to you can feel them, and so they're very, that's really real feeling. So you're gonna care about what you feed your dog, you're gonna care about what you feed your cat, and what you're gonna give them to have fun and be safe.
Absolutely. If you love football, there's football places you can play at. If you love burgers, you can go and grab burgers. If you love your pets, then you have a pet store in Kenya. And thank you so much, Taha and Krishna, for joining us on this awesome day here at the Jambox on Radio 44.
Thank you.
All right, let's get back into the music. And of course, Taha has just hinted that he's going to give away special prizes right here. So all these treats that you see in my hands could be yours, and we will tell you how you can do that. All you have to do is send a selfie like Krishna does with her favorite pet. You can do that with your pet. Send it to 0758-123-444 and you might walk away with some amazing pet store treats courtesy of the Petstore Kenya. Thank you so much once again, guys. We'll see you, and stay tuned to Radio 44.